The answers to both sets of review questions. Review questions on physical and chemical processes. 1. Explain the difference between qualitative and quantitative properties. Qualitative properties describe characteristics that cannot be measured numerically, e.g., color, texture, odor. Quantitative properties are measurable and have numerical values, e.g., mass, density, boiling point. 2. State 2 quantitative properties of a substance and say how each is found. Density, found by dividing mass by volume. Boiling point, determined by heating the substance and noting the temperature at which it changes from liquid to gas. 3. Define these terms. Irreversible, a process that cannot be undone, e.g., burning wood. Decomposition, the breakdown of a substance into simpler substances, e.g., electrolysis of water. Combustion, a chemical reaction in which a substance reacts with oxygen, releasing energy, e.g., burning fuel. Effervescence, the release of gas bubbles in a liquid due to a chemical reaction, e.g., dissolving an antacid tablet in water. Concentration, the amount of solute dissolved in a given amount of solvent. Solute, the substance that dissolves in a solvent, e.g., salt in water. Soluble, a substance capable of dissolving in a solvent. B. Example sentences. The burning of paper is an irreversible reaction. The decomposition of hydrogen peroxide produces water and oxygen gas. The combustion of methane releases carbon dioxide and water. The effervescence of soda is caused by dissolved carbon dioxide escaping. The concentration of salt in seawater is higher than in fresh water. Sugar is a solute that dissolves in tea. Salt is soluble in water but not in oil. 4. State 3 different effects that heat has on matter. Expansion, change of state, melting, boiling, evaporation, chemical reaction, decomposition, combustion. B. Examples. Expansion, metal bridges expand in hot weather. Change of state, ice melts into water. Chemical reaction, wood burns in a fire. 5. Give 2 examples of evidence that a chemical reaction has occurred. Change in color, e.g., rust forming on iron. Gas production, e.g., bubbles forming when vinegar reacts with baking soda. 6. Why is it necessary to focus on safety precautions when carrying out experiments? To prevent injuries, fires, and harmful chemical exposure. Example, wearing gloves and goggles when handling acids to avoid skin burns. 7. Explain why making juice is a physical change, not a chemical change. No new substance is formed. The fruit is just broken down into smaller pieces and mixed with water. Review questions on separating mixtures. 1. Match the method with its description. 1d. Centrifugation requires rotational speed. 2 grams. Fractional distillation separates liquids with different boiling points. 3. A. Sieving separates based on particle size. 4. Decanting allows natural separation of solid and liquid. 5e. Evaporation removes liquid leaving solid behind. 6. F. Sedimentation is used in wine processing. 7. H. Filtration is used in water treatment. 8b. Distillation leaves only the solid. 9c. Chromatography separates dyes. 2. How to separate a mixture of pebbles, sand, salt, and iron filings in water. Use a magnet to remove iron filings. Use a sieve to separate pebbles. Use filtration to remove sand. Use evaporation to remove water and collect salt. 3. Describe how fractional distillation works. Heats a mixture to separate liquids based on their different boiling points. Vapors are collected and condensed. B. How are products obtained from crude oil? Crude oil is heated, and components separate at different temperatures to produce fuels like petrol and diesel. For advantage of distillation over evaporation. Distillation allows collection of both the solvent and solute. B. Disadvantage of distillation compared to evaporation. It requires more energy and is slower. 5. Explain how separation occurs in chromatography. A solvent carries different substances at different speeds on a stationary medium, separating them based on their affinity. 6. When is a separating funnel used? To separate immiscible liquids like oil and water. B. How does a separating funnel work? The denser liquid drains out first, leaving the lighter liquid behind. 7. Draw and label a diagram to show how sedimentation occurs. You can sketch a container with particles settling at the bottom over time. 8. Describe how centrifugation works. A high-speed spinning motion separates components based on density, e.g., separating blood components in a lab.